Law Quarter of Little Rock, and at the post office that bears his name, a new portrait was unveiled of Scipio Jones. Congressman French Hill was on hand today for the event. He introduced the legislation to bring this full-sized portrait of Jones to the post office. Of course, Jones was a prominent attorney in the capital city in the early part of the 20th century, best known for his role in defending 12 men who were sentenced to death following the Elaine massacre of 1919.
In December 2020, Congressman French Hill introduced legislation to allow the portrait of Jones to be displayed at the Scipio Jones post office, which was named after him back in 2007. And the bill was signed into law by former President Donald Trump. Hill says this portrait honors the legal skill, persistence, bravery, and diplomacy of Jones.
As our citizens go about their daily chores here on Main Street, they will curiously look up at Wade Hampton's amazing portrait, and they'll stop and learn about this post office's extraordinary namesake.
So today we honor the legal skill, the persistence, the bravery, and the diplomacy of Scipio Africanus Jones.
The impact of his work is very much still felt today. Just last week, Congressman French Hill joined several dignitaries and members of the community in a special ceremony to honor the civil rights giant. In 2020, the House passed H.R. 3317, the Scipio Jones Post Office Portrait Act, allowing a portrait of the attorney to be on display inside the Little Rock Post Office bearing his name. 2 years after the bill passed, artist Wade Hampton unveiled the portrait of Scipio Jones. It shows the defining moment he walked out of the courthouse after the Elaine 12 were released from prison, depicting the culmination of his legal career.
So I wanted to create a moment of that.
The portrait is an honor given to very few people. According to the U.S. Postal Service, of more than 31,000 retail offices, fewer than 900 are dedicated in honor of a person. And Jones is only one of 14 individuals in the state of Arkansas to have received this distinction.
It's written within U.S. law, and so this is on permanent display. Unless there's some restructuring of the building, or unless something unfortunate happens to the building, this piece is set to display permanently. So this is like forever.
Well, that was the artist Wade Hampton, his oil painting portrait. Hampton says his work is a depiction of the moment that the U.S. Supreme Court overruled the state court in Arkansas in favor of the defendants.